We're going to have another bread session. I want to talk to you about congruency, okay? How to have congruency in your life. So just give me a second. I'll meet you over at the table. Bless. All right. What's going down, good people? Welcome back. I'm Valet Delroy, and this is Ride with the Valet. Well, I appreciate y'all being here with me. So I just wanted to have a quick little talk about congruency. You know, I believe that principles are good, so I'm always trying to build upon and rehash principles that I've had in my own life. That congruence is the root word for congruency. It means coming together. It means agreeing, coinciding, having balance. Congruency is about being even. And I know a lot of people, are striving to have a balanced life, to have an even life. I've done that for a long time, where I'm balancing my work and trying to balance that with my schedule and trying to balance that with my money and trying to balance that with the people and trying to balance that with my desires. And oftentimes I feel like I am much more out of balance than I am in balance, at least when I was going through this over a number of years. And so I'm going to be giving you guys 6 things. 6. I'm looking in the camera. 6 things that'll help you be more congruent, build congruency in your life. Be belief, knowledge, practice, relationships, communication, and wealth. Value or finances, I use those interchangeably, just so you know, and we don't cause confusion. Think of congruency, maybe a word you've heard along your lifetime is congregate or congregation, which means to flock together or to come together or to assemble together. It's used a lot in churches, that the people are the congregation, they're the flock, they're the gathering, they're the assembly. And there are other words for that, but I'm just trying to keep us along the same lines of what we're talking about, right? The things that you believe should equally match up with the things that you know. And the things that you know should be the things that you practice. If there's something you believe, you should know about it. If you know about it, you should do it. This builds balance. This builds congruency. But I'm talking to somebody who wants to be congruent. So you say you believe this, I say I believe this. Well, what do I know about this? I need to know about it. The people who watch you know a lot more about you than you want to admit. Let's say you work with me 8 hours every day for 4 days a week. You know what I'm saying? That's over 30 hours that you're spending with me, watching me and what I do. And then when you tell me something about myself, I say, no, that's not true. Though you just telling me exactly what you see. You feel where I'm getting at this? I want to be somebody who what I believe is also what I know, and what I know is what I put to practice, because practice makes better. That's the first part of building your congruency. As I would say, what do I believe? What do I know? And what do I do? And do those things match? Do they fall in line? Is there a balance there? The second half of this congruency that hopefully you might find some value in is to look at my relationships and understand them. Understand my relationships, my communication, and my understanding of wealth. Meaning, and which ties into my understanding of what I have, what's valuable to me, what I value, my money, my finances, my health, my mental health, wealth, health, finances, right? I think these are practical things that everybody has and deals with, and that really build up upon our character and who we are. What our relationships have brought into our lives and have grown and developed things in our lives because of our relationships, and how we have our relationships and who we have our relationships to, and what we are attached to our relationships, and then how we learn to communicate in those relationships. your communication, a lot of times, it's a big marker on your relationship. If you're a bad communicator, you might have bad relationships. If you learn to be a good communicator, you might have good relationships. And communication goes further than talking. It deals with body language, it deals with listening, it deals with how you respond to things. All these things send signals, they communicate things. And when you build a better system of communication, when you learn to understand communication, understand response, understand fight or flight, understand tolerance, all these things that we think we have and oftentimes don't really have, or if we do, we don't practice very well. And again, that being connected to the practicality of wealth. So we have different understandings. If you live in a certain bracket, your understanding about life is different from somebody who lives in a higher wealth bracket than you, financial bracket than you. How you handle and manage your money may have come out of those bad habits, right? The things that you believe, the things that you know, that you may or may not know, and the things that you do because of the relationships you have and because of the way these things have been communicated to you, which have led to how it affects your finances. I had to think, if I could get these things together and have an understanding for myself of what these things are and place all these things where they should be, right? Which can take some time, and maybe sometimes, again, it's just the fear of making decisions and not knowing how it's going to change things. No matter how things change, if we stick to the same principles, we are less likely to change with the situations, and having that congruency, for ourselves is something that builds confidence. If you haven't seen my video on confidence, go check that out. So I'm just wrapping this up. Building congruency in your life, building a balance, an assembled life, an agreeable life, right? Something I learned when I worked selling books one summer. Shout out to Southwestern. Shout out to the Cadillacs. You know what I'm saying? A Cadillac is a smooth car. It's a smooth ride. But it functions that way because of the way it's assembled. And that balance has given Cadillac, its name, its brand, has become congruent with, I guess we would call it its purpose and what it aims to do as far as in the vehicle world. And we want to be like Cadillacs. We want to be the smoothest riding vehicle. You know what I mean? No matter what the road is, you want your ride to be smooth. And that comes when you stick. When you stick to those principles. When you stick to these pillars. At least it has been for me. And I hope that even if these specific things aren't for you, that they help you think about the principles and the pillars that you do have in your life, that you can become congruent in, right? To keep yourself together no matter what, and build upon that. Yeah. This is just a part of my journey, Ride with the Valet, and building my YouTube, inspiring those of my friends and families and you out there to build your YouTube, document your life, be able to look back, offer something to the world, something that you could take from your brain, make it tangible, that might benefit you and others if you just believe it, get to work, it could happen. And if you know something, write a book, write it down. People need to know. You might think that it's not valuable, but you can write anything. Do you know hair care? Write a book on hair care. Do you know vehicles? Write a book on fixing vehicles. Do you know food? Write a book on how to make spices, special spices, original spices. Me, I talk a lot, so I wrote a book of quotes and sayings. Well, it's a PDF download. That's for free. Check that out. You know what I'm saying? Like, comment, subscribe. Go ahead. I got these long videos, but really, it's all for the love, and it's all to help someone out there, inspire somebody out there. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people, like I said, friends and family, You guys have all inspired me. People I've come across who have shared their wisdom and knowledge, whether they knew it or not. I've listened and taken it, and I want to give what's been given to me back. And this is, for at least right now, the only way I know how to do it until I build a better business. You know, we running the price up. It's not about that. You know what I mean? But hopefully we can all come up together, sharing the things that we have, right? I share a particular thing, you might share a particular thing, I might gain a particular thing from someone else. And this is together how we grow in a community. You know what I mean? I want to help you build congruency in your life. Run this back, think about what I said. Belief, knowledge, and practice. Does your belief match your knowledge, match your practice? How does that affect your relationships, the way you communicate? And ultimately, how it contributes to your wealth, to your value, and to your finances. Because this is a practical and principled thing that we're trying to deal with. I'm definitely going to always be talking more about that, no matter what I do. Let's get to it. You know what I'm saying? Go out there, keep living in for emotion, living to be known. And I'll see you back with this bread. You know what I'm saying? I hope you enjoyed this bread session. It's Valet. If you've been with me through this whole video, thank you. I appreciate you. We're talking about how to have congruency in your life. We're talking about if you have belief, knowledge, and practice. And those are working well together. If what you believe you know, if what you know you do, then you can say you have some congruency along that front, at least principally, right? Working towards a good practice. And then how to build the practice of your congruency is in that practice of what you believe, what you know, and what you're trying to accomplish, trying to do with what you believe and you know in your own life. You're going to implement that into your relationships. You're going to, despite what you've gotten from your relationships up to this point in your life. And then you're going to implement that in your communication as you're trying to build the type of communication you would like to send and receive from people, and that would lead you to better relationships, you know what I'm saying, with people, because ultimately relationships open the door to opportunities of wealth and opportunities of finances and other valuable things.